Did you know that the Krabby Patties SpongeBob makes aren't actually that good? The most delicious Krabby Patties were actually made by Jim, the first cook at the Krusty Krab. In fact, because of Jim's patties, Mr. Krabs' restaurant was named the best restaurant for several years in a row. But eventually, Jim couldn't stand Mr. Krabs' exploitation anymore and left the Krusty Krab. A few years later, his career took off. He even sailed a $1 million gold ship and docked it right in front of the Krusty Krab. People flocked to gawk at the wealthy scene. Jim returned to visit the Krusty Krab, and when he saw his former co-worker Squidward, they started reminiscing about the old days. SpongeBob, clearly clueless about what was going on, could only force an awkward smile. When Jim looked at the walls covered with SpongeBob's Employee of the Month awards, Mr. Krabs waved his hand, and all of SpongeBob's photos fell away, revealing a portrait of Jim underneath. With Jim around, SpongeBob was obviously being ignored. He protested Mr. Krabs' actions, but in response to SpongeBob's questions, Jim headed into the kitchen, determined to show SpongeBob what he could do. The crowd tried to watch, but they were quickly stopped by bodyguards. Before long, Jim emerged with a one-of-a-kind glowing Krabby Patty. To Mr. Krabs, it was practically a work of art. SpongeBob was skeptical that a patty could taste that good until he took a bite. It made him feel like he'd reached heaven, instantly won over by the flavor.
That was amazing.
He got on his knees and begged Jim to teach him how to make such delicious patties. Jim agreed, but when SpongeBob made his first patty, Jim didn't even take more than a glance before dropping it into the toilet. No matter how hard SpongeBob tried, every patty he made ended up in the toilet. He started to doubt himself and even asked Mr. Krabs to let him quit. That's when Jim explained to SpongeBob why he'd quit back then. It was all because the pay was too low. Jim could never replace SpongeBob because SpongeBob's salary is even less than 2 cents.